Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Castello Show. It is match week 10. Super excited to be here with you with the mics working this week.
Yeah.
We apologize. You may have noticed that the audio was a little weird, and that is because I was recording from my computer mic.
Which sounded fantastic for a computer mic, by the way.
No, it was so good that I didn't realize that's what happened. I thought something was fucked up with our mic.
So you definitely thought something was wrong because I was lower in decibel level than you were.
I knew something was up, but I thought it was up here.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was the computer.
This piece that I bought from Amazon is fantastic.
Which, by the way, how much was that?
I actually don't remember. It wasn't a cheap piece,
right?
But it was reasonably priced.
Well,
I feel like it was in the $80 to $150 range.
Gotcha.
The reason that's a big range.
Yeah,
but it was reasonable, but not. Oh no!
The reason I bring it up is because this thing does work very well. I think if you listen to the show,
it's very good.
If you listen to the show, you've noticed an uptick in audio quality for us for sure. So I would just like to say to the good people at Zoom, cut us a fucking check because you're the official interface of the Castello Show.
It is, and we have no problem going to Shure or Sennheiser.
No. Oh, we'll be going like that.
If you don't want to recognize.
You motherfuckers. Anyway, we already got demonetized. We're super excited to be here. Lot to cover last week.
Yeah.
Honestly, John, do you want to kick it off? Because you have more notes than I do.
Oh, I have tons of notes, yes. I'm the student. I'm the... What's the word I'm looking for?
Right. You're the... I don't know. I don't know what word you're looking for.
It's not studious because I already said student, but whatever. You didn't help at all.
No. Well, I'm not the studious one.
So I have MLS news.
I'm the sex appeal on the show. That's my job.
Come on. So I do want to talk about my finally not shitty fantasy week.
We got one, baby.
Yes. Oh no, I killed it. But
we're gonna get to that.
We will. I want to talk about MLS news first.
Yes.
Diego Luna.
Oh, my God.
Ridiculous red card. Rightfully, the suspension, not the red card, but because you can't rescind the red card. He didn't come back in the game. But the suspension was rescinded. So that was...
And that doesn't happen often.
No, it doesn't.
Good on the MLS.
How wrong that dude was.
Yeah.
So do you know the process for that?
No.
There's an American... representative, I guess.
Okay.
And there's a Canadian representative. And they both have to agree. And they both said, ref, schmuck. No suspension.
Not for anything. And this won't happen. But it's pretty hard to get a red card overturned. If a red card gets overturned, something should happen to the ref that gave it.
Yeah, it won't. And really, truly, in any sport,
I'm not even saying, like, I don't expect the guy to be fucking fired or anything like that.
No.
But, like, hey,
no, because everybody make mistakes.
You have to take a week off, and we're sending you to this class that you don't need to take, but it's just annoying. In the same way, if you, if you're driving drunk, you got to go take a driver's ed course.
All right, I just snorted.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about Slapshot when the French-Canadian goalkeeper, he's not a goalkeeper, he's a goalie, it's hockey. But at the beginning of the movie, he's being interviewed, and he's talking about penalties.
Right.
And he says, slashing happen when they fuck him down before all the other guys.
That's icing.
Yeah, icing. I said slashing because he did slashing.
Yeah.
Icing up.
Well, then he did hooking, and he turns the guy.
But when he says, you go to the box for 2 minutes, you feel shame, and then you get free.
Right.
And I feel like that's what happens with referees.
Yeah. No, you should take a week
off.
They
feel shame, and then they get free.
Yeah. But I don't even think they feel shame. I think they just go,
I don't know. So, we're both refs.
Yeah.
You haven't reffed in a couple of years. A couple of seasons. Not a couple of years. Probably a year.
Well, I sporadically ref. I'll ref a game a season.
Yeah.
I'll do like a weekend.
So I haven't reffed this season. I reffed a ton in the fall. Embarrassingly, during a high school varsity game, I tore my calf.
Oh, yeah.
That was the worst feeling That was awful.
You felt shame.
Oh, I felt shame. I did not get free because my 2 ARs had to help me to my car.
Oh,
yeah. So one of them I'd coached for years. Since she was 12 years old. She's now 19. But I coached her since she was 12. And she really tried hard to make me not feel like I was an old piece of shit. It was just really sweet. And I appreciate that. The other one, I actually played adult rec soccer with.
Huh.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, and she's a hammer. I mean, when you from the midline, I almost dropped an F-bomb. From the midline.
You're allowed to curse. I don't know what almost
I
is.
know. I try so hard not to, though. From the midline.
Yeah.
She could go bar down consistently.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, no, she's a hammer. And the two of them, I told them too, I was like, so seriously, I can't walk at all, and I feel like an asshole. And they were like, no, that happens. And I was like, it doesn't happen to you.
You guys seem able to walk.
You're 19 and 22, and it doesn't happen to you.
That's funny.
But no, it was actually, I felt really good that they were so much trying to help me.
That is very nice.
Yes, but it was super embarrassing.
We say all that to say Diego Luna's red card has been reversed.
Yeah. But no, it's about refs and being embarrassed and feeling shame.
I bet you feel bad.
When I make a mistake as a ref and I know it, it's an awful feeling. It is like whiffing on a ball coming across.
Yeah.
It bounced once, so it's not a volley. It's a half volley. And you're like, oh, my God, I got this shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, how did I miss the whole ball?
Yeah.
That happens as a ref. And everybody is arguing on the sideline. And you're like, no, I'm totally wrong. But I'm not going to tell you all that right now.
So
that happens.
Here's why this is different. It went to VAR.
Yeah, so there's
when
no
you
VAR.
And I make a call incorrectly, it's the call.
Yeah,
we can't go back.
No,
we have no
can't.
chance to reverse it. This motherfucker watched a slow-mo replay.
And went, oh, I'm right.
You're out of your mind.
I'm still right.
I watched this with Lauren, my girlfriend. Love you. You're not going to watch this anyway. But I watched this with Lauren. And she does it. She's never played soccer. She doesn't know anything about it. She regularly asks me which goal they're supposed to score in. She said, what did he do wrong? And I went, literally fucking nothing. And then all three people it was MLS 360 I was watching, the whip around. All three commentators said, yeah, that'll get overturned. This clearly is not a red card offense. And then it got held, and all three of them went, well, that's going to go to appeals. Like, it was crazy.
Yes. You want to hear something awesome? So I wanted to make a reference to Angel Hernandez. Who? The worst Major League Baseball umpire of all time.
Okay.
Oh, he's terrible. Like, he's so bad that how many Major League Baseball umpires do most people know?
I don't know a single one.
Yep.
Including Angel Hernandez.
No, but most people know him and maybe one other guy.
Okay.
That's how bad he is. I couldn't think of his name.
Right.
So then I Googled worst MLB umpires of all time.
How he pops up.
Number 1.
That's funny.
There he is. That's what he looks like. He even looks like a shitty umpire.
Yeah, he looks like an asshole.
He does. He is.
Pull that guy up if you're at home.
He's a total asshole. He's the worst umpire of all time. But that's what this ref against Luna should have felt like.
Yeah.
Angel Hernandez.
Was fucking crazy. And honestly, I will say this. Credit to Luna for not losing his mind. I mean, he handled it pretty well for a guy that just got a red card for literally nothing. Like,
yeah, but what do you do at that point? I mean, you're out. So for me, okay. So I'm a big fan of, well, now I'm going to get my money's worth.
Right.
You've already thrown me out.
He totally could have done that.
Yes.
And here's what would have happened.
You've already thrown me out. So now you're going to feel my wrath.
Right.
And that has happened in baseball and softball.
I remember several broken clipboards in soccer.
It did. I threw that shit in the shed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember because I was playing right back and I heard it.
Yeah. That redheaded bastard and his son, those They were the worst.
If I'm not mistaken, you called him Captain Redbeard.
I did.
Anyway, but if Luna loses his fucking mind and like threatens to fight the guy or whatever, this doesn't get overturned and Luna doesn't get to play today.
Yeah.
It is a big thing for RSL.
So
I
wonder if he went, no, you're so wrong. I'm going to be quiet because I know they're going to overturn your shit.
Maybe.
And good on him.
Yeah.
For a 21, 22-year-old?
Yeah. No, and that's...
No kidding. At 21, 22? I would not have done
That's why
I was a hothead.
Luna's younger than me.
Yes.
I would fucking... And I'm not as much of a hothead as you, and
you're not.
I wouldn't have handled that well.
No.
For Luna to take that all professionally, that was a big thing for me to see.
The apple doesn't fall far, but it falls.
Yeah. Honestly, that was the only interesting thing that happened in that game.
Worst game ever.
Yeah.
But on RSL.
Yes, and this is big.
Willie Agata.
Love to see it.
Love it. RSL's offense, besides Diego Luna, is non-existent.
Yep. No, Dave
so Willie
decided
Agata,
Diego Luna is going to do everything.
Willie Agata, who Sporting is written off. Last season, when he played, he was outstanding, and they just kept benching him.
Yeah.
So now he gets a chance. He's got Luna with him. I love it.
Yeah.
I totally love it.
I think he's going to thrive there.
Yes.
I think it's a good move for him.
Good for RSL. Good for Willie Agata.
Well, and honestly, good for Kansas City because they just got some money that they can...
Good for Peter Vermees.
There's someone they can invest this into that they will play because it's
not... I would hope because they don't have anybody else.
Right. Other games this week.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
There were other trades.
Okay.
None of significance.
Okay.
But San Jose is very active, getting Noel Buck and DeJuan Jones.
DeJuan Jones is big.
Two names you know.
I'm going to be honest. When I saw Noel Buck, it just says Buck in his notes, and I was like,
Uncle Buck?
Joe Buck, the announcer. I was like, what the fuck does he have to do with trade?
His big ass head. No. Noel Buck.
Yes.
And DeJuan Jones. So, good players. They're not, I don't feel like they're needle movers. So, that's why they're in my some other trades.
Yeah.
Not of much significance. Marshall, Ruddy. Guess where he just went?
Huh. Charlotte. Really?
Yes. To sit on the bench.
Yeah, to do what?
Not dress.
Oh, good.
Where do you put him?
I don't know. I guess he's there in case someone gets hurt.
Or because they feel like next year they're going to be playing other tournaments, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And that's totally possible, I'll be honest.
It is, which I'm shocked
We'll
about.
get into rankings and stuff after we do the rest of the games.
Yeah.
But
so, that's all my MLS news. So, up to the recap.
Okay.
Order. Do you want to go by my order?
We can.
Sure. Miami at Columbus. Columbus 0. Miami 1.
Yeah, and this was a big game. This is the two last unbeaten teams.
It was. And now there's only one unbeaten team.
Yeah. And I got to be honest with you. I can't even express how much I hate Miami being the only unbeaten team.
Really, though, and they so don't deserve to be because Columbus had so many chances and just shit the bed.
Well, and that's on Columbus. You know, it's not... Columbus didn't get unlucky. They didn't fucking finish.
No,
they just couldn't put the ball in the net.
Right in front of the goal.
It was crazy.
Gazdag had multiple chances, and he was like, I don't want to score.
And
I like you guys from Miami.
Listen, Gazdag just got there. There's a grace period. You're getting used to
and he had a great game.
Yeah.
Outside of scoring goals.
No, but you got to put the ball in the net. You really do.
So, do you know the name? So, you know the game was played in Cleveland, right? Where the Browns play?
Yes.
Do you know the name of the field?
No.
Browns fans don't know the name of the field.
I don't know the name of the field.
Huntington Bank Field.
Who?
Never even heard of Huntington Bank. So, here's... I actually felt bad about myself after this. So, I was like, oh, isn't it Paul Brown Stadium? No. The Browns don't play at Paul Brown Stadium, where you might think.
Right.
The Bengals play at Paul Brown Stadium, which also I don't think is called Paul Brown Stadium anymore.
Right.
But nobody cares about Ohio, so you can easily mix those two up.
For sure.
But it was Cleveland Stadium was the name of it before it was Huntington Bank Field.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
LeBron James Stadium.
Ohio State University plays at
the Horseshoe.
Well, now it's Safe Light Stadium.
Really?
Yeah.
Safe Light repairs.
Well,
Safe Light
that is a fun thing to do. If you ever go to an Ohio State game, just lean into people's ear and go, Safe Light repair, Safe Light replace.
And
and
watch the Horseshoe.
Watch them freak out.
And by the way, go blue.
Go blue.
Yes. We hate Ohio State.
Speaking
football, wrestling, basketball.
Speaking of go blue, a different blue, Charlotte FC.
We barely even talked about that game. So
okay,
here's
about that game. I know Miami won.
Here's my notes. Okay. Kramaski's goal actually was really nice.
It was
a nice diving header.
Can I just say, if he played at another team, I would like him.
Do you know that he is American?
I did.
I didn't.
Well, his first name's Benjamin. That's the tip
So that's why I thought he was American, and then he has an accent.
Right.
And he played rugby for the Argentinian rugby team.
Oh, so did he grow up in Argentina or something?
I guess, but he plays for the U.S. men's national team in soccer.
That's funny.
So,
well, he's not good enough for the Argentinian soccer team. That's why.
Or the U.S. rugby team.
True. That's very funny. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you are on an international team in one sport, that should be your country.
It should.
In every sport. You
yeah,
be
I have declared to be a citizen of this country, and
I know they're different governing bodies, so who organizes that? But you shouldn't really be allowed to play rugby for Argentina and soccer for the U.S. That's fucking crazy.
Found it.
When did that even fall?
A while ago. And anybody who's watching on YouTube sees me
looking around,
searching for my cap.
That's funny.
Yeah. So also Messi actually had a good game, even though statistically he didn't. But he had a few good opportunities.
Yeah.
I mean, he had the crossbar. There was a good save. So he was held in check.
Yeah.
And if you looked at the stats and watch the game, you're like, man, what's up with Messi? And it's like, no. He was Messi. He just.
Well, and hey, really what your job is when you play Miami is to hold Messi to no goals and to score. They did half of that.
I will say I'm surprised he doesn't get fouled that much.
A lot more.
Because as a coach, that would. Hey, every time he gets the ball, where do I want him?
Yeah, but guys,
where do I want him?
You want him on the ground.
I want him on the ground.
But guys don't coach like that at the pro level.
It's bullshit.
But honestly, I mean, that's...
They should. Why not? Sure. If you put him on the ground every time, what's going to happen? They're not going to win.
Yeah, but you're also going to start getting carded.
Okay, and then when one guy specifically now gets the yellow for persistent infringement.
Now you do it.
You stop doing that.
Yeah.
And everybody else still does. And now you get a card for persistent infringement. You stop doing that, but everybody else still does.
Right.
Who cares how many individual cards we get if nobody gets two?
That's true. Well,
I'm a great coach.
I will say this, and it is important, but also it never gets called this way, so it's not that important. But persistent infringement applies in two situations. One, I as a player have fouled other players 5 times. Like there's not a specific number, but nope. I'm being ridiculous. I get a card for persistent infringement.
I feel like you've done that.
Yes. Another yellow that you can get for persistent infringement is our back line of 4.
Doesn't have to be the back line.
No, but let's say the back line for this scenario. Every single time this striker gets the ball, one of us fouls him. After that happens 4 or 5 times,
this one particular player,
the ref will say, the next time he gets hit, it's a yellow. I don't fucking care who it is, because you are targeting this player. Right. That is the issue you're going to run into if you just put Messi on
which is what I'm talking about, is that scenario. But once there's the first yellow, a different player fouls him every time. Here's the deal.
You're going to run out of players, I think.
No, you're not, because he's going to be so frustrated.
I don't think
before you run out of players.
I don't think him getting mad makes
Oh, really? Did you see him walk off the field after they lost?
That's true.
Okay. So 100% that happens. Players get frustrated.
Yeah.
in every sport.
For sure.
And the top players. So that is how you beat those guys. You frustrate them.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Honestly, I think they did a good job.
Yes, so I have two other things to say about this game, and we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Gazdag looked really good.
Yeah.
Except for all the goals he missed. But he did look good.
And that'll come with time, too,
and Columbus is, between Columbus and Cincinnati, I mean, Ohio owns the East.
Yeah.
And I think Miami's great.
I think it's hard to say that when Miami literally just beat Columbus, though, no?
Luckily. Because they missed 4 easy goals. And that's luck. Miami didn't do anything for them to miss the goal.
Right. It's lucky on Miami's end.
And mine, because I had Ustari and goal in my fantasy team.
Yeah.
But, yes, it is truly luck. They were not the better team that day.
I agree.
The better team doesn't always win. They won.
Yes.
But Columbus was the better team.
I do think...
Ready for XG?
Sure.
Columbus, 3.11. Miami, 0.52.
Yeah.
6 times the XG.
Well, an XG, I mean, that's a hot debate right now over whether or not that matters.
No, I agree with that. That's, I mean, it's like, what is the key passes?
Right.
I mean, that's a judgment call.
Yeah.
But when it's that far apart, there's probably something.
It at least helps you paint a picture in your head.
When I watched the game, so the picture was painted.
Right.
And Columbus was the better team.
Yeah, and I agree. I do think what is being discounted here, Miami just knows how to win. There have been several games this season where they were not the better
Benjamin
team.
Kremaski scored the goal. And
yes,
Suarez and Messi.
But it's always someone. That's the thing.
Yes,
they keep fucking doing this.
I agree.
I would love to say Miami's overrated. This is going to stop happening. But every time they play a game and they look like the shittier team, they manage to do it anyway.
If Ustari made saves or Noel something? Who's their big...
Noel Gallagher.
No, that's not even close.
I know. I don't know.
That's
Noel Buck.
He's a Manchester City fan.
He is?
I know. Noel Buck is New England to San Jose.
Yes.
No. I feel like it's Noel. But their center back that's really good, he didn't stop anything. Ustari didn't stop anything. It was literally the guys missing the goal.
Yes.
So this game was a lucky win. This was not.
Yeah.
They know how to stop it. They bend but no break. That was not the case.
I agree.
And I am looking forward to Miami playing at Cincinnati.
Yeah, I think that's going to be hard for them.
I think Lionel Messi will not be the best player on the field.
I sort of agree. You
should. I'm right.
Here's the thing about Messi. He is old, and I get that.
Yeah.
I also think, well, I don't know how long tigers live, but a 20-year-old tiger,
Tiger Woods?
No, a literal tiger.
Okay.
A tiger that's about to die.
Okay.
Is still a tiger.
Uh-huh.
And it will still fuck up whatever other animal it comes across. I mean, Messi is still Messi.
What about a lion?
Could have used a lion. It didn't matter.
When Messi plays Orlando City.
Okay.
They're the fucking lions.
Right, but Messi is the lion in the scenario.
No, he's the tiger, you asshole. It's your fucking scenario. And you just said Messi.
I thought you just told me to switch Messi to a lion.
No, when he goes up against a lion.
Well, tigers wouldn't beat lions.
Damn.
I'm talking about it beating prey.
Okay.
If Messi's a lion, when it encounters an antelope, even an old lion fucks up an antelope.
I was going to say the antelope.
My point is, even
by the way,
old Messi...
That's why no professional team calls themselves the antelope.
That's funny. My point is, Messi is still Messi. And yes, he's old. Yes, he's lost a step.
The Sheboygan antelopes.
Messi still has the ability to shove a fucking free kick down your throat that no one else in the world can do.
100%. No,
Messi
I agree with that.
Still can find a half volley with no space that will ruin your fucking evening.
I agree. But at his age now, he's not Evander.
No.
And
they're fewer and farther between.
It's so funny because you agree with me and the rest of the world would not. And they're so wrong. Because Evander today is better than Messi today.
Yes. And I agree with that. I also think the reason people have trouble with getting to that.
Because they're stupid.
Sure. But Messi, forget Messi at his height. Messi pre-PSG is better than anyone.
Okay, so you ready?
In the entire
MLS. Do you remember Messi before he finally won a World Cup?
Yeah.
And it was not, is Messi the best in the world? It was, is Messi even the best Argentinian?
That was insane.
Because it's the fat shit that played for Napoli.
I want to be clear on this, and by the way, we really got to fucking move on this, but I do want to be clear.
No, but this is
important.
This is important. I mean, this is all-time soccer.
Anyone who is out there.
I would never call Messi a fat shit. That's how much he easily wins that argument.
Well, let's let Messi retire and
he won't be a fat shit.
I don't think so either. But anyone that believes that Diego Maradona is better than Lionel Messi, what you are not taking into account is that Diego Maradona's World Cup, the thing that everyone held over Messi,
was a fucking cheating, false, fucking ridiculous.
Punched the ball into the net. It is the hand of God goal. If you've never heard of that, please go look it up. I find it hard to believe we haven't talked about it on this show somehow.
If you're listening to this, you know what the hand of God is.
Probably. If you haven't seen it, though, please look it up because it's fucking awesome.
It's ridiculous.
Insane. It's crazy. It's honestly the biggest argument for VAR being
It's the reason VAR should exist.
It's crazy. And after that, I don't understand how you could argue Maradona is better than Messi.
So
because that World Cup
here's
is a
what
farce.
pisses me off is all the assholes that went, no, Maradona's better. Once Messi won a World Cup, went, Messi's the best. And you're all frauds.
Yeah. No, well, it's this belief that trophies are everything and not the player on the field.
Hey, did Patrick Ewing ever win an NBA title?
He did not.
He sucks then. I mean, then he sucks.
Right. By the way,
what about Dan Marino?
Patrick Ewing's shoes do suck. I hate those.
Dan Marino. Dan Marino sucks at football, right?
He does, and he's also a piece of shit.
Okay, so hold on. So I hate Dan Marino because I'm a Jets fan. And he is a piece of shit. He's a horrible human being.
Yeah.
But he doesn't suck at football.
No, he's very good.
Nope. Did he ever win a Super Bowl?
He did not.
He did not. You don't go, well, this is how many championships he won, so that's what. Every sport, oh my God, football, basketball, championships, that's how you judge them. That's bullshit.
Especially in a team sport.
Well, they're all team sports that we're judging him by.
But
when you go Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, Sam Snead, you want to compare them? By all means. It's an individual sport.
Yeah.
Who's the idiot Australian that started the two-handed bowling shit?
Oh, I'm not going to know.
I don't know his name either. Nobody knows. Bowlers know, but nobody cares about them. Okay, judge them.
Yeah.
It's very appalling is not the right word. Just annoying to me that people judge players in team sports by number of championships, and that's bullshit. Even basketball that only has 5 players on the court, some of the best basketball players of all time never won a championship.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And then you look at soccer, which is 11v11. If you want to judge that by championships, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Well, and I'll be honest with you. Some of my high school games that I thought were my best individual games, we lost. That happened a lot. And some games we won, I played like shit.
Yep.
It's not a metric of an individual player to me. I think it's
terrible.
I do believe it's relevant. I don't think it should be completely discounted, but it is certainly not the end all be all.
John Elway. John Elway didn't want to win a championship or didn't win a Super Bowl until he had Terrell Davis.
True.
And then all of a sudden, he might not be. He won 2 Super Bowls. Now he's in the Pantheon.
Right.
He wouldn't have been in the Pantheon without Terrell Davis.
No.
It's just, and Marino had Mark Super Duper.
Yeah.
And he just didn't pull the weight of Terrell Davis. So.
Yep.
So he sucked then.
Yeah. I don't even know what our original point was.
We are literally on only San Diego at Charlotte, our second game of the week.
I'm pretty sure we're 30 minutes into this episode.
That's okay. We're making good points. I mean, important stuff. More important than San Diego at Charlotte.
Really, though. And here's the thing. We're Charlotte fans, and I still...
That game was awful.
So, I'll say this. I was scared of this game for Charlotte.
Because San Diego's good.
Yes, and to see it as a 3-0 win. Look, even if you don't like
kind
the
of
PK...
bullshit. Kind of don't like... That was... Okay.
Well, you said...
All right, it's a red card. So then it's not a PK. Oh, no, wait. It's a PK. So it's a yellow, which is a second yellow. So you still get the red, and you get the PK. And here you go, Charlotte. Here's the game.
Yeah.
I am the biggest Charlotte fan that hates Charlotte. Like, it is such an easy team to hate. Games are handed to them. They're 5-0-0 at home, and no other team is perfect at home. They're not the best team in the league. They're the fourth best team in their conference. And that's what bothers me.
Honestly, though,
if they were the best team, I'd be like, shit, yeah, let's go. We're the best team.
If they were in the West, though, I'd only put them under Vancouver.
Sure.
I don't know who's better in the West.
No, the West sucks.
The West is a fucking disaster.
West sucks. Yeah, no. So, but that doesn't make Charlotte better.
No.
Like, this game was stupid. And, by the way, Ajimong held that dude before that dude held him. Yep. Reyes is his name.
Yep.
Nobody else on the planet knows his name, not even San Diego fans. But I did my homework.
Yeah.
And they held each other, and now it's a foul on him. And it's a yellow, a second yellow, so he's gone, and it's a penalty. The contact started 40 yards before they got in the box.
Yeah.
Everything about this was stupid. And whatever Angel Hernandez ref we were talking about earlier is totally absolved by this ref's awful management of the game. Because he literally went, here you go, Charlotte, you win. I'm going to throw a guy off. It's 10v11, and I'm going to give you a penalty kick. So you're up 2-0 without doing anything. You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, and I will say that, I mean, does he pull him down? Yeah. It is light, and he does get the ball first.
Did you see how much Ajimong was holding on to him?
Oh, yeah, they both did it. And it's...
So how do you don't call a foul on either guy at that point?
Right. Now, I will say this. In one sense, I do believe Ajimong's job a little, and I don't agree with this, but this is what's happening. Ajimong's job is to get the ball and hold people off, and if he can't do it, to get fouled. Those seem to be his instructions.
I have no issue with Ajimong in this. No.
Well, I know you don't. But
everything you do is to win the game. Whatever you have to do. So I have no issue with it.
I do believe
my issues with the ref.
Looks to get fouled in those instances. When Ajimong
good for him.
The ball, he's
and it's funny because
down.
He's bigger than everybody. So
right.
Generally, you're not going to get the foul call. So it's kind of a messed up.
Yeah, well, he got it this time.
Strategy, but it worked this time. And I have zero issue with him.
It is technically a foul. It's light, though.
It's bullshit. Privet's first goal of the season. Good for him. I like Privet.
I love Privet. I'm very happy for him. Also, it was a nice goal, too. Header.
Actually, it was a really good goal. Charlotte, top of the Eastern Conference. The first time after the end of a match day in the short existence of Charlotte FC.
Now, let's keep in mind, Miami with a game in hand.
And Cincinnati's tied, but Charlotte has them on goal differential.
Yes.
And both of those team and Columbus will pass them.
Eventually. But, hey.
Eventually, this week,
We'll see. Charlotte's got New England this week. I feel we'll get into that.
New England's so much better than people give them credit for.
They're not better than Charlotte, though.
Carlos Heel is better than any player on Charlotte.
He's just the only one.
Okay.
We'll get into it. Anyway. Montreal, Orlando 0-0. I don't even care a little bit. We'll move on.
Yep, they're in my
other
score lines this weekend.
Yeah.
Seattle, not Seattle. I see STL. I said Seattle. St. Louis, Vancouver.
Yeah,
0-0. Minnesota, Dallas. 0-0.
Yeah.
Montreal, Orlando. 0-0. Nobody cares about those games, including their fans.
No.
0-0.
New England, NYCFC. New England 2-0.
They're on my other score lines this week.
Oh,
my
really?
only note is New England's better than everybody thinks they are. But you can say whatever you want about that
So
game.
my note is actually NYCFC is even worse than everyone thinks they are.
Oh.
This team is a fucking disaster. And look, I don't think New England
players are just coming back.
I know. I don't think New England is as bad as everyone thinks.
Who's the other guy they have besides Campana? Rioni left, and they got someone else. Campana.
Did he play? Because he'll be in the report.
Yeah, now he plays. He just came back this week. Are you in the right game? Oh, yeah, you are.
Yeah. Morales?
No.
Martinez, he's been around.
So he might have no stats because he might have come in with 10 or 15 minutes to go.
Julian Fernandez.
I never heard of him.
Ojeda?
No. I know one Ojeda, and he's in Orlando.
Perea?
Nope.
I mean, Thiago Martins played the full 90. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not seeing a single scary name on this NYC who played.
No, New England.
Oh, well, I was looking at the wrong players then.
Tomas Chankalai.
Yes.
Chankalai and Campana. Now, not a big Campana guy. I thought that he benefited from Suarez and Messi around him.
Yeah.
But Chankalai, and then when you put him with Campana and you put him with Heel.
Well, and he's right here.
This team's better than people think, dude. Like.
Yeah. Well, and Campana's a big addition, right? I mean, he scored. We saw that.
When I look at Campana, I don't like him.
10 points with 67 minutes is really hard. Campana. 10 fantasy points last week with 67 minutes played. That's serious stats.
Yeah, that's numbers.
Campana was big at Miami. I mean, he's definitely someone I would be looking for.
Oh, no, he definitely had numbers, but I felt like it was because of the guys around him.
Yeah, well, and I honestly think if you have a Carlos Heel, you will set up whatever strikers in front of him for some goals in a season. I just think even if the rest of your team sucks.
So the reason Chankalai isn't coming up on your radar, he had 12 minutes and 23 minutes in his last season.
Right.
Because he's coming back from injury.
Yeah.
Both of them are. Campana was hurt too. But now they're coming back. I'm telling you, New England is better than people think. And now they go to Charlotte. And the whole world goes, New England sucks. Charlotte's the best at home. And I think people are going to be surprised.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, and I know including you like Charlotte defenders this week.
I do.
I will not be surprised when Charlotte doesn't get a clean sheet.
Yeah. Other games, I mean, what do you have notes on? Because we got to get
I got a ton. That was a game I didn't have a note on. So let's go down.
Go through it.
So, Cincy at Chicago. Okay, so Cincinnati took the pregame photo, the starting lineup pregame photo.
Yep.
With Papenza's jersey.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and that was really sad.
We would like to say RIP Aaron Papenza.
I thought it was weird that Denke had the RIP Papenza thing because he wasn't ever a teammate of his.
That was odd.
I don't like that shit. You're not a teammate of his. You're trying to be nice, whatever, but it's weird.
It's a little weird.
Papenza played in the Chinese Super League.
Yep.
For Zhejiang FC.
Is that how you say it?
I feel like I'm pretty close if I'm not right.
We'll count it.
Yep. Fell off the balcony of his 11th floor apartment. 28 years old.
Yeah.
That's super sad. like.
No, well, and there's not a lot of details on this.
Nope.
I don't want to speculate necessarily, but I am going to speculate.
Did my air quotes not speculate enough?
You're right. I mean, here's the thing.
So here's the deal. That could have been totally on the up and up. Someone could fall.
Yeah.
People have fallen. Who's the musician? Tears in Heaven.
Eric Clapton.
Yeah, his kid, 2 years old.
Yes.
Super sad.
By the way, shout out to Anthony Jeselnik.
Slippery little kid.
He died the same way Eric Clapton's son died, for inspiration. But anyway, here's the thing. I don't know that anything untoward happened.
No, I mean, to just assume is pretty messed up. But
he fell. He's a pretty athletic guy.
I know.
It's hard to imagine him losing his balance.
And I don't think he's getting inebriated during the season.
It's certainly not drunk enough to fall
off your balcony.
I've been pretty drunk on a lot of balconies. I'm going to be honest with you, maybe too drunk.
Still here today.
Yes. Either way.
More athletic than Bupenza?
Maybe.
No.
I mean, I'm here, he's not.
I felt like that was rude.
Regardless.
So super sad. Like,
yeah, and I like Bupenza.
28 years old is super young.
Yeah, and he had plenty of years left in the Chinese league. I mean, he was. Forget him as a person. Him as a player.
I have years left in the Chinese league.
The Chinese league's better than we think. James Rodriguez, Xavi.
Because they're paying them a lot of money.
Okay, well they're still there. Who cares why? Saudi Arabia's good too. They didn't earn it.
Yeah, they have 4 good players that they're playing.
I would argue every Chinese team beats every Saudi Arabian team, but
nobody cares outside of those 2 countries.
No,
the MLS, who we really enjoy watching, but will be big admittance of that they don't compare to the 5, Super 5, Big 5. But they blow away China and Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I don't think it's close.
Not even close. Evander.
Yeah, you put Evander on any Chinese team, I think he
sets
records.
But we started this because Bupenza and the Cincinnati game.
Yes.
Evander 2 goals. The first one, that deflection. So the announcers were actually talking about that deflection was intended by Evander. That's how good he is.
I don't know about that.
I don't either. And I think he's fantastic.
That would be really cool.
It would. I'm going to teach my girls that.
Right.
I'm going to tell Lily, just kick it at their foot.
I get the idea behind that. You don't know which way it's going to bounce. You don't. You can't plan.
No. It makes it way harder.
Especially not at full speed in a professional soccer game. You cannot aim off a player's foot. I just don't buy that. If you could set that up for through balls too. I mean, we talked about that with the whole deflection rule on offside.
That's stupid shit.
Regardless, good win for Cincinnati.
Yep.
Honestly,
Evander's
I said
it earlier, but best player in the league.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say? You don't expect what?
I didn't expect them to give up 2 goals to Chicago, and Chicago's a good scoring team.
So their best defensive players are just coming back, so I don't feel like they're in form yet. But
that's true.
Cincinnati, offense and defense going forward, fantasy-wise, oh, god damn. You got to have 3 players in your team every week.
No, Cincinnati, to me, is the scariest team in the league.
They're so good.
I don't think it's close.
At this moment, they should be the front runners for the MLS Cup.
Yeah, I agree.
4 wins in a row, with some missing players during some of those, and 3 of the 4 wins were on the road. So
yep.
Digest that.
Who we got next?
Atlanta, Philly.
I mean, Philly win, but also boring.
Dumpster fire.
Couldn't watch it.
Atlanta are the Kansas City Royals of the MLS.
Bad. Yeah.
No, they're not, because the Kansas City Royals have no expectations. Who has expectations in any major league and still sucks?
Man U.
Oh, they are. That is perfect.
They're Man U.
Atlanta is Man U playing a 4-2-2 2.
Yeah. Well, and I mean the fantasy shows it too. I mean their highest points was Almiron and Sliss with a tie at 4 points. Fortune with 3, Amador 3, Moranchuk 3, Brooks Lennon 2.
Did you see the goal
It
that
just gets worse and worse.
Guzan let up? 5-hole? I was shocked at that, actually.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing: when Atlanta
He's
sucks,
still great.
You
He's
can
still
count on Guzan.
he's he's the best player on their team.
Yeah, no, I sort of agree.
Yep.
He's certainly a captain to me on that team.
Oh, he's totally a captain.
Um,
So the second yellow for delaying the restart.
yeah,
That was now a red for delaying the restart. A call that's never called. Actually, I finally saw. Was it the Premier League?
it was the Premier League.
It
You
was,
texted
okay.
me.
I texted you. A bad throw for the back foot up.
Yep.
Which I've never seen called at the professional or international level, was actually called. And it was egregious. And then literally that day I saw another game where the guy did the exact same thing and nothing was called.
Yep.
It's never called. And it was called in the Premier League because the guy's back foot up and he was so surprised. He was like,
yeah, no, he couldn't believe it.
Because it's never called. And now this delaying the restart, it's called some. It's sporadic.
Yeah. Well, and that's what bothers me.
But as a second yellow, you're a douchebag ref.
Yeah, well, and here's
I
why
would
it
like
bothers
you.
me.
I would like Angel Hernandez reffing my soccer games, who doesn't know anything about soccer, over you, because you're just a douchebag.
Yeah. No one's gonna know this reference, but fucking Rollins from High School Wrestling.
That guy's a douche.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna text Tom, Ed, and Mark. They need to listen to this.
Yeah.
Specifically because of the Rollins
reference.
I wish I knew that. Dudes, I'll say dudes. I was going to say something else. I wish I had any contacting information for him so the whole world can know what a terrible ref he was. And here's the problem with Rollins and probably Hernandez is he made everything about him. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was about him. And as a referee or an umpire or whatever official you are, it's not about you.
No,
it's
if you're
never
referee,
about you.
If I know your
you're
name,
the impartial official. You're not there. Nobody knows you're there.
If you're a referee and I know your name, that is
you're
a problem.
terrible.
The only one that I will say that is not true for is Michael Oliver of the Premier League. For some reason,
I do like him.
I love Michael Oliver, and everyone knows Michael Oliver's name.
Who's the jacked NFL ref?
I don't know.
Who's retired? Yes, you do. And now his kid is.
That doesn't help.
I'm gonna Google jacked NFL ref.
It'll
keep
pop
talking.
Up. Anyway, big game for Philly though. 3-0. Quinn Sullivan with 12 points. I mean, we talked about it. We said as Gazdag left, we thought Sullivan was gonna step into that role.
Put in jacked NFL. And the second thing first is jacked NFL player, second is jacked NFL ref, and below it says Ed Hockley.
It is Ed Hockley.
And his son is also jacked and also refs.
12 points for Quinn Sullivan, 8 points for Andre Blake in the net, 8 points for Kai Wagner. I mean, it was a pretty dominant match from them. Lots of fantasy points to go around. Ty Baribo with 6, only played 16 minutes, but had a goal in that time.
Thank God, because I had him on my team and so did my wife.
Yeah.
And we didn't get him out in time.
But
and a man up, Atlanta let up another goal.
Yeah. But this is, hey, you're playing Atlanta, but this is big for Philly. Gazdag just left. There are some question marks in the air. Philly, they got off to a hot start, but I don't think they're where they want to be.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
we both love Quinn Sullivan.
Yeah.
With Gazdag gone. Like, that team isn't missing anything.
No, and I think Quinn Sullivan is going to step into this role nicely.
It was moving him on, get something for him, because we're good without him.
Yeah.
I think both teams truly benefited.
And I think this game sort of proves that Quinn Sullivan can do it. They're playing Atlanta.
100%.
This is not, I mean, the score lines don't reflect it, but Atlanta's not some shit team.
No.
To play well against Atlanta is not that easy.
No, they're not a shit team, but they're a dumpster fire.
Yeah, they don't seem to communicate
I don't know
well.
that that's coming across right, but I hope that computes for people.
Yeah. No, things are
They
bad.
could be so good, but they're not.
Yeah. No, and it honestly, and as much as I hate to say this, I do think it is a locker room issue. I think there's some mental things not right with Atlanta. I don't know if it's the pressure. I don't know if it's
Yes, and as you continue to underperform,
things
playing at
get
home
worse.
gets harder and harder.
Yeah. No,
So
for sure.
I have DC United Red Bulls.
Yep.
Benteke injury was mysterious.
Yeah. A little weird.
And then I thought it would be crippling, and
Mm-hmm.
it was not.
No.
Because the Red Bulls are another underperforming team.
Yeah.
Playing DC United at home without Benteke, and they lost. It was 0-0 in and out. They lost after he went out 2-1 and lost the game 2-1.
Yeah. Well, and hey, not for lack of chances. I mean, just going through players here on key passes. So, Choupo-Moting, I mean, he had a goal, obviously, but
That was actually a great goal.
it was 2 goals, or sorry, 2 key passes from him, 6 key passes from Forsberg, 4 from Carballo, 3 from Cameron Harper. I mean, they're getting in the zone. They're setting up shots.
But nobody played on Red Bulls like Peglo
No.
from DC played.
And that is the difference.
So he had 2 goals. The second one was that bike.
Yep.
Also, this is 9 weeks. I don't even know it's 9 weeks. I don't think that was week 1. Less than 9 weeks from, do you remember Jacob Morel's bike?
I forgot until you just said it.
Yeah, so DC's killing it. 2 great bikes. Neither are Benteke.
Yeah.
How about that shit?
Well, and honestly, this was a game that I think DC kind of put in the must-win column. I don't think the Red Bulls are a team you can lose to if you have playoff.
I think
beliefs.
when Benteke went out, they had 2 options. One was lay down and die, and the other was,
yeah,
no, we're going to kick the shit out of this team. We don't need him. And that's what they did.
Yeah.
And the Red Bulls and Forsberg, who is the most disappointing player in the league,
Yeah.
went, we don't give a shit. And it showed.
Yeah. No, and Forsberg, I'm really beginning to lose
I hate
confidence in him.
I
don't think the Red Bulls have a game changer anymore.
No,
the way they did.
And Lewis Morgan being hurt all season is killing them.
Yeah.
Because
Lewis Morgan was
he's a
fire
gamer.
for that
Yeah,
team.
He's a gamer. He's a little Scottish fire plug.
And he brought out the best.
Forsberg blows.
But I think Lewis Morgan brought out the best in Forsberg.
Maybe.
I think Forsberg
doesn't care.
Sure.
Oh, he's got his nice little mansion.
Yeah, I think
guy.
He's a different player when Lewis Morgan's on the field. I think Lewis Morgan brings an energy to this team that just isn't there when they don't have him. I think Choupo-Moting's great, but I don't think he substitutes that.
No, not at all. He scores goals or he doesn't.
Right.
He doesn't affect anybody else on the field, positively or negatively.
Lewis Morgan is a ticking clock.
He's great
for a midfield.
Yeah.
He's
Scottish.
Sets a tempo.
He's a firecracker.
Yeah, and you need that, and they don't have it right now.
Nope.
The Swedish have never been known for their fighting spirit. At least not since the Vikings.
Yeah. LAFC Portland Timbers.
Yep.
3-3. Is Bouanga back?
I don't know. I have mixed feelings on this.
On the road.
Yeah.
Last season, very few goals on the road. I
Yeah.
think 1. This season, they're all on the road.
Yeah.
And he looked good. 20 key passes.
It's a lot.
Whoa.
Yeah, 5
a goal
points for
and
key
an
passes.
assist.
5 points for key passes is pretty fucking unheard of.
Most fantasy points for the week of any player in the league.
Yes.
Is he back?
Also, Olivier Giroud, fantastic free kick goal.
First MLS goal for him.
Which is shocking.
Yes. Bar down.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Really nice goal.
Shrendalo.
Yes. We'll get into that.
Did you want to talk more about the goal for Giroud?
Honestly, I really didn't have a ton to say about this.
Okay, I felt like I might have interrupted you.
No, you're good.
Okay, cool.
I mean, the Giroud goal was nice. It's kind of shocking it took him so long to score. He is older. I also think
That's what happens when you start a super
Yeah.
sub. He's
I
a super sub. He doesn't start.
Right, and that was Giroud's strength always at
You don't
Arsenal.
put Mariano Rivera in the first inning.
Right. Even though it was a 3-3 game, I didn't really care about this match going into it. So
And, yeah, I still didn't. It was just a whole bunch of shit.
Right. I mean, it was cool to see Belonga do well. It was cool to see Giroud hit the goal. Like, I'm happy for them individually.
As the season goes on, I truly don't care about the West.
No,
and
I don't either.
I thought it was because, well, they play really late, and I want to go to sleep. But no, they're uninspiring at best.
Yeah. No, it's just not great soccer. Now I will say this. I think LAFC is sort of getting out of their drought. I think they're figuring out how to move the ball. I think we are going to see some exciting LAFC games coming up.
Lurie helps them, even
Yes.
though he let up 3 goals. Could
have been worse.
They were really good goals. Like, there are some goals. Oh, he let up 6 goals. He's terrible. Well, no, they were unsavable.
Yeah.
Lurie was not in any way negative in this game.
No, I agree.
He's something that LAFC can grab on, gravitate to, whatever the verbiage is.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of the best keepers in the league.
Yeah. No, and I mean, for a long time, he was the best keeper in the world, and it wasn't really up for debate. I mean, it was him, Manuel Neuer, and Ter Stegen. I mean, that was the crew. Allison, yeah, but Allison's even kind of a little after that time period I'm talking about.
Yeah. And he's the best now.
Yeah, I agree. But do you
want to talk about the Trundle Red?
We can get into that, but before we talk about that, I do want to say this: if you didn't see the announcement, Trundle will be leaving LAFC at the end of the season.
So I'm not an LAFC fan, and I'm kind of bummed about that. I like him, and I don't like every U.S. men's national team player.
Mm-hmm.
But I like him.
Yeah, no, I like Trundle a lot. I mean, he is crucial to where LAFC is today. I don't think LAFC is the club they are without him.
I'm curious who the next coach will be and what will happen.
I am too. I honestly think they go very flashy in true LAFC fashion. I think they sign.
They're going to try to get Klopp.
Here's what's going to happen.
They're hard going to try to get Klopp.
That's totally possible.
Go, what?
I don't think Klopp has any interest in LA.
0.
Honestly, I don't think there's a single American city Klopp would consider coaching in.
No.
If Klopp did come to the
maybe
MLS
Miami.
in some way, maybe Miami, maybe New York because he wants to live in New York.
Right.
I don't see Klopp. I mean, he's German and then he lived in Liverpool. He doesn't strike me as a guy that's gonna love LA. Doesn't seem like his world to me. He's not a hot guy who wants to lay on the beach. He wants to have some beers and he wants to make fun of stuff. I mean, that's who Jurgen Klopp is.
Yeah.
Jurgen Klopp wants to get pantsed by a bunch of Liverpool fans in a pub. That's what he likes. Like, I don't think LA is a good...
Cincinnati.
I think Cincinnati's a good fit for him. I think some Midwestern drinking cities. I think...
Yeah. Kansas City.
I'll be honest
He'll have
with you.
some Kansas City barbecue.
I think he would really like the culture of Charlotte. I don't think he would like the team that is Charlotte, but I think the city of Charlotte he would enjoy.
It's not a real city.
Well, all there is to do here is get drunk, and I think he would like that. It is a drinking bar sports city. That's all that's here.
But he would be able to do that in another real city.
Sure. I don't think he's going to ever come to the MLS anyway. So
no.
This is not something we...
0 chance. But
when you
watch that Red...
I think Mauricio Pochettino might get fired from the U.S. men's national team just in time for LAFC to pick him up.
That would be fast. They're going to give him at least until the World Cup.
Yeah.
How are they going to hire somebody else for the World Cup?
No, yeah, he'll get
fired. It's April of 2025.
He will get fired right after the World Cup ends. Because I don't...
Yeah, when they don't get out of the group stage.
Right.
So...
in their home country.
Churundolo's Red.
Yeah.
They could lose in Mexico. That ref, and I've seen him before. I don't know his name. He's not Angel Hernandez. And I don't care enough to know his name. That dude went to his pocket so fast.
Yeah.
What a joke. Like, you're a ref. This game is not about you. No one knows your name. No one gives a shit about you. And you're like, respect my authority. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's,
No, I'm going to need a transcript of exactly what Steve Cherundolo said.
Try to not be that guy when I'm reffing games. It's not about me. Like,
yeah.
It's so disgusting.
Look, we're talking about high school. We're talking about youth challenge. You can get a yellow for arguing with a ref. And you can get a red for arguing with a ref if you curse or something. At the professional level, you better say something so outlandish to get a red card. Truly, unless
you need to talk about his mother.
Unless he said, "I'm going to kill you and your family."
Right.
It's not a red card.
Right.
Care.
It's that, or it's your mother is a this.
Right. But at the professional level, I'm allowed to call you a fucking idiot. I'm allowed to tell you were a fucking asshole.
And you're not going to give me a red.
You
can give
fucked
me a yellow.
that up. I'm allowed to say
ridiculous.
that. There was so it's a different league, but Premier League, Tyler Adams. There's a clip going around now. Football tackles this fucking guy in the middle of the field.
Right.
Guy's laying on the ground, and he turns and says something to the ref, and Tyler Adams goes, "Hey, shut the fuck up!" And you can see Tyler Adams say it.
Yeah,
nothing happened to Tyler Adams.
It shouldn't. We're adults on the field.
Right.
We can say bad words.
Yeah, especially in sports. I can curse at work, and I'm an appliance salesperson. You should be allowed to curse on a soccer field as an adult. It's silly. Whatever Cherundolo said, it shouldn't be a red. I truly don't care. Honestly, this should go in with the Luna one for me, and the suspension should be revoked. Unless Cherundolo knows he said something insane.
Right. He called him some racist thing, or he said his mom does something with 6 guys.
Right.
Ridiculous. So I have 3 other games before we get to this week.
Okay.
Nashville, Seattle. So going into this game, I love Seattle.
Yeah.
And my captain, fantasy-wise, was Rusnak. Because, oh my God, this game. And then Rusnak didn't start. And even still, Seattle won 3-0 without Rusnak starting. He didn't come in, but Nashville without Zimmerman, it's like birthday cake without candles.
No, yeah. They look so disjointed. I mean, Zimmerman, and everyone who watches soccer knew this. Zimmerman is a leader at the back. You need someone like that. He keeps them organized. I think without him, they don't know exactly where they're supposed to be. They don't know exactly how to cover space. I will say, and this is something that everyone should be keeping track of, Ferreira, no goals, 2 assists.
Was that his first 2 assists of the season?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Masovsky did have a goal, but 4 key passes. The other 2 goals are Rothrock and De La Vega. Seattle, as a play style, seems to lend itself to midfielder goals.
Because Jordan Morris is hurt.
Yes, and hey, when Jordan Morris is back, things might be different. But with Ferreira on the field, he seems to be a hold-up player to draw defenders and then drop it back. Yes,
and I actually wanted to put De La Vega in for Rusnak.
Yep.
Fantasy-wise.
I thought about Rothrock for Rusnak.
They are not the same position, though. De La Vega's a forward, and I didn't have room for him forward-wise. So I just... Yeah. I threw out Seattle, which I didn't want to because I love that game.
I got scared of Rothrock, and that's why I didn't go with it. In retrospect...
Yeah, he's not that consistent.
Yeah, I mean, he had the goal. In retrospect, great, but, you never know until...
No. I wouldn't have done that either.
But I do think this is a trend that people should be looking for, at least until Jordan Morris is back. I'm curious to see how Seattle midfielders stack up against Seattle forwards.
Yes, they also played a shitty defense.
Yes, but this is the game plan. They executed exactly what they wanted to do and what they wanted to do.
And only at home. Seattle at home. Seattle on the road.
Different Seattle.
Yeah. Seattle at home against an average or shitty defense, then yes, employ that
strategy.
That was the goddamn word.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for the next game?
Yes.
Sporting KC, San Jose Earthquakes. San Jose offense, awesome.
Yeah.
San Jose defense, not awesome.
Yeah. 5-3. And look, on one hand, this is an earthquake slaps. I mean, you can't let in 5 goals. I don't care who you're playing. It's just not acceptable.
Especially when you're playing Sporting Kansas City.
Right. Now, what I will also say, I think Kansas City they've been due a game. I think Kansas City has played well and kind of been...
I'm eager to see them against other teams.
Yes. This is not one
They have good players that can score goals. Shallowy, Tommy can score goals.
Well,
I don't think they can score
to it too. I mean, they got rid of it. Yeah, but Agata wasn't playing anyway. So
I think that they can score goals.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can score goals against everybody.
Yeah.
And I would like to say, and it's not nice, but they look like rats, both of them.
They do a little.
And I felt like I was watching Ratatouille when I watched that game. And all I could think of was the cheese and the strawberry.
Oh, and the jazz.
They were good
music.
separately, but together, Shallowy and Tommy,
right,
are like cheese and strawberry.
I agree. I will also say nothing is funnier than Bruce Arena's disappointed face.
Oh.
They kept cutting to Bruce Arena, and he just sits there like an old Irish woman.
So Bruce Arena's face, disappointed or not, funny.
It's unbelievable.
It's as funny as his big belly. He's not an attractive man.
No.
Toronto RSL.
Yeah.
How does RSL lose this game?
No, crazy.
Toronto's first victory of the season.
Going down to 10 men didn't help him.
It did not. And
lost the only guy on the team.
The best player. By far. Besides Arango and Carlos Gomez.
Yeah.
They're not on the team anymore.
The goal was...
Good call, GM.
The goal was early. Pretty quick. I want to say like 10th or 12th minutes, something like that. I saw
Don't even remember it.
It was fast, and it was a lapse on Salt Lake's part. I mean, they just weren't watching the guy. It was kind of crazy. And then they were from behind all game. I mean, RSL always looked desperate. They never really looked like they were getting in, and that's why.
And then when they didn't have Luna.
Yeah. But even that Diego Luna red, I don't think it was
crazy.
Red. We already talked about it, but the play itself, it was frantic. I mean, you can see RSL is desperate in that
not a red
run. No, I agree. But
by the way, do you know what the red was for?
Violent conduct.
Violent conduct.
Well, they said he stomped on him. He just didn't.
Okay. Did that look in any way? You have VAR.
I know.
It's a red.
We already covered this.
You go to VAR and you go, oh, we didn't stomp him.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't violent at all.
Yeah.
I'm the dumbest ref of all time.
All right. Guys, we are going to go into last week's fantasy. I do have to take a pee break because we've already done we've done an hour.
2 weeks in a row.
The episode should be over already.
No, people want to listen.
It's an hour.
People want to listen.
All right. Well, you can listen after the pee break.
Pause.
All right, guys, we're back. Sorry about that. I thought I was going to make it this week, and I did make it through an hour, but I couldn't do the whole thing.
He's like a child.
I am a child. Anyway. No, I'm starting to wonder, because I don't think it's my prostate, which means it has to be diabetes, and that's not great either.
I mean, if you have a baby, then they can push on your bladder.
Oh, you think I'm pregnant?
I hope not.
Anyway, last week's fantasy. We'll start with me, because I had the more disappointing week. 79 points. Not a bad week, honestly. 79 is a good week still. I'm not unhappy with it. This should have been better, because I did have Evander in my lineup initially. Then I checked MLS lineups, and I saw De Jesus Ferreira was playing. So I said, oh, Evander's not playing. They've put in this De Jesus Ferreira guy that I've never fucking heard of. That was Evander.
Turned out he's pretty good.
Evander has 17 names, and 3 of them happen to be De Jesus Ferreira.
Or one name.
And even though the MLS app in fantasy calls him Evander,
and only Evander.
only Evander. I've never seen the MLS wrap-up call him anything else.
Nope.
I've never seen MLS on Apple TV call him anything else.
And the MLS website or app.
It is only when you check lineups that he doesn't pop up as Evander. Now,
De Silva Ferreira.
What it is. That's happened before. Should have paid attention. I didn't, so I missed those Evander points. Now, still, 79 points. I'm happy with it. One thing that could have helped, and we'll go through the lineup here. So, Kai Wagner, 8. Michael Boxall, 8. Boxall, 7. Blackman, 8. Ustari with 8 as well. So, really good through the back line. Then, Adam Perlman was one of my DNPs on the back line. The other one was supposed to be Christopher Applewhite. He was another one of my DNPs. Well, he peed, and I was.
He peed all over your goddamn fantasy score.
Yeah. Came in, got a yellow card.
Now it's raining.
Finished on 0 points. Now, here's the good news. That 0 points, it would have been a sub. That sub would have been Benteke, who had 1. Or it would have been Luna, who had 0. So either way, it didn't really matter.
It hurt by a point.
Through the midfield, I had Ojeda captained. He was the worst of my midfielders that played, but with the captainship, he became an 8-point player, which was honestly okay. Espinoza with 6, McGlynn with 6. I had Carlos Gil on the bench with 10.
Luna, all those guys.
Luna, I already said at 0. Then up top, I went with Arango, 15. Oluwase with 3 points, and then Benteke on the bench with 1. I'll take it. I mean, here's the thing. 79 points. If you told me that at the beginning of the week, I would have been thrilled. Having seen what I could have had Evander played, I was pissed. But it happens.
I agree.
Still got the win in my league, and I'm still doing okay. Charlotte, overall, I am 1251. Which is still in the top 10%, so I'm not super upset there. In the Charlotte League, I am 34th out of 444, so top 10% there as well. I'll take it. I mean, that's how I feel about last week, is I'll take it. John, how'd you do?
So I had a great week.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to this week, my best score was 65.
Right.
This week, I had 103.
Woo!
Yeah. And I could have had more.
Yeah.
But I am not bitter even in the slightest. I am thrilled with the 103. I won 103 to 77.
Mm-hmm.
I know the dude that had 77 was like, yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, suck it.
Right.
I gained, so the previous week I gained 4.6 million. This week I gained 4.3 million.
Mm-hmm.
I am targeting guys that whether they score or not are going to make me money. But I'm trying to get guys that score. So I'm looking for players that score. And then if I'm debating between two, I'm getting the guy who has good points in the last 2 weeks that will get me money this week, regardless.
Right.
So it's made me 9.9 million over the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So it is quite beneficial. I was tied for first in the Charlotte FC for the week.
Yep.
Now I'm 73 overall because the rest of my week sucked. Overall, tied for 25th.
Nice.
Still only 25.66, but I am moving up, and now it's time.
Well, and you've been in the 4,000s.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge jump.
Oh, huge. The data is now coming in. We've had 9 weeks of data.
Yeah.
Now I'm raring to go.
Right.
So my lineup, I had Ustari in goal, who played early, got the clean sheet.
Yeah, our teams were pretty similar.
Yeah, I pulled St. Clair.
Mm-hmm.
It saved me a lot of money. So I also had Svotak early. So then I was able to pull a defender. I don't remember who that was off the top of my head, but that saved me a lot of money.
Yeah.
So then my other defenders were Wagner and Ahmed, who both had clean sheets.
Yep.
I had 24 points on my back line and 32 points when you include my keeper.
Yeah.
So 8, 8, 8, 8.
Yeah, that's big.
beautiful for keeper and 3 defenders. My midfielders, they were all on the field. I played it was a 4-5-1.
You love a 4-5-1 lately.
I do, but my defender on the bench got my points, so I had 2 scrubs. So it was really a 3-5-1 with 2 forwards on the bench.
Yep.
And the better of the 2 forwards getting points. So I had McGlynn, Espinoza, Heel, Evander, and Ojeda.
Yep.
McGlynn 6, Evander 6, Ojeda 4, Heel 10, and Evander is my captain 15, which turned into 30.
Yep.
I had Baribo on the field for 6 because I didn't get him out in time when he wasn't starting. Thankfully, he scored. I had Martinez and Choupo-Moting on the bench. I got Josef Martinez is 9. I didn't even get Choupo-Moting 7 because he was a bench play.
Right.
So it was a great week. I debated when I originally had Martinez because I didn't have enough money for Arango.
Mm-hmm.
Then when all my bench plays hit, I could afford Arango.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm watching these games and Martinez is so much more involved. And so I kept him in. If you watch the game, he was so much more involved. Yeah. And thanks to him and getting that penalty at the end, Arango had a second goal.
Yep.
And Arango had more points. I mean, I could have blown it out of the water. But I'm still happy. And Martinez was a good call. So I'm very happy with my 103.
Yeah. Going through the Dream Team, which we are going to start talking about the Dream Team.
Yep.
I do think now that we're in week 9, we've seen a lot of teams. I think we're going to start to see trends on who makes this team more often than other guys. We're also going to see
it's still currently all over the place.
Yes. I also think what we're going to start to see is anytime a good midfielder plays this team, they make the Dream Team. I think there's 2 ways you'll see trends.
Which is why you want to watch the Dream Team, because it helps you make decisions.
Right. Stephen Fry with 9 points in the net. There were a lot of people who had good weeks in net. Yeah, I mean 8s or 9s either way, but Stephen Fry with 9.
There were 13 clean sheets this week.
Right. Privet, I mean, he was really the standout defender because he had the goal.
And he had the goal.
14 points from him. Wygant from Miami with 11. We had Tristan Blackman with 8, and then Adilson Milanda with 9. So 2 Charlotte players make the
And what's funny is Blackman, they put in the Dream Team, but Ahmed from the same team, who cost less, also had 8.
Right, and that is an argument here. The Dream Team doesn't take 2 things into account: budget and team max. Those are relevant. If
2 guys have the same points, the cheaper guy should go on the Dream Team.
I agree. It just kind of picks one.
It does.
Now, I will say this, though, because this is important.
It's AN, artificial non-intelligence.
If Charlotte... Well, forget Charlotte, because I can't even in a hypothetical, this doesn't sound right. Let's say Miami has 7 players that make the Dream Team.
Mm-hmm.
It will include all 7 in the Dream Team.
Correct.
Despite the fact that you can't do that. So
right, and that's why it's stupid.
Not
it should be the optimal lineup.
Is a real lineup.
It should be the optimal lineup.
I agree. But that's something to keep in mind as you're looking at these, that not every Dream Team is going to be a possible team. These are just the best scorers in each position. Going through the midfield, Evander
Are you looking at the current Dream Team and seeing something wrong?
No, I'm just...
Look at Shallowy. Look at Bouanga.
Okay, so... That is odd. Evander with 15 points, Peglo with 14, Mihailovic with 12, and then Shallowy as the best midfielder with 17 points.
And
then,
the best player.
Up top, we have Bouanga, captained with 16, turning it to 32. We have Arango with 15. Now, Shallowy captain gives you a higher score.
17 is more than 16.
Yes, so I don't know exactly what's happening there.
Fantastic. Way to go, MLS.
Yeah, so actually the Dream Team, even though it says 156 here, is 158.
Yeah, it should be.
But nonetheless, that's your Dream Team.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's not, I mean, Belong on the Dream Team's great. I think this is the first time he's made it. I don't think he's going to be back on for a while.
It's the first time he's come close.
Right. Evander, I think we're going to see on this list a lot. I imagine he's already made it
so
this year.
much. Yeah. He already made it this week, and they haven't started playing yet.
Yeah. What I will also say about this, and this is a big point to keep in mind as you're picking back lines. 8 and 9 made the Dream Team for defenders. If you get a 7 or 8 point week out of a defender, it's fantastic.
Yeah, if you get a 5 on the bench, you keep him and you take it. Same with a keeper.
The best defender had 14 points.
A keeper at 4 or 5, take that points and put the scrub out on your field and put that money elsewhere.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the Dream Team. We are going to start covering the Dream Team every week. The longer we do it, trends will emerge. Yep. This is the first one, so I don't have a ton to say, but you'll see this more. This will be a weekly fixture with us now. So, next week's games. I'm going to run down the whole list, and then we'll talk about the games we like and don't. 2:30, we've got 2 games kicking off on Saturday. Toronto plays NYCFC, and then we've got Cincinnati hosting Kansas City. 4:30, we've got the Red Bulls playing Montreal, and then the Union playing DC United. Then we move to 7:15, Orlando hosts Atlanta. Moving to 7:30, we've got Charlotte FC playing New England. We've got the Columbus Crew hosting San Jose. San Diego will face off with Real Salt Lake. Then we move into the 8:30 matches where we have Houston playing Austin. Big Texas matchup there. Also at 8:30, we have Nashville.
That'll be 0-0.
Yeah, really, though. Also at 8:30, Nashville, Chicago. 9:30, final kickoff on Saturday, which is a little unusual.
Yep, 1 game, and it's at 9:30.
Colorado plays Seattle in Colorado. Then moving to Sunday, we've got Minnesota United kicking off at 3 o'clock with Vancouver. Inter Miami kicking off at 5, playing Dallas. We've got 7 o'clock, LAFC playing St. Louis. Then 9 o'clock, LA Galaxy hosts Portland.
And again, the MLS wants to screw up my Sunday.
Yeah.
4 games at 4 different times.
Yep.
I'm coaching 2 games that day.
I hope you got your phone every 2 hours.
What?
Now,
unbelievable.
I will say
yes,
this.
I will have my phone, but I can't just take out my phone and look at MLS stuff while I'm trying to coach a team.
Yeah.
That is not professional.
I agree. I will say this. It's a big Sunday. We haven't had one of those recently. Usually it's just a game or 2. So, if you love the MLS and you don't have a life, this is a fun weekend because there's games the whole time.
Yep, enjoy your no life.
I will say a lot of these games I don't really care about.
No, they're pretty uninspiring games.
Yeah. I believe that's the second time you've used that word.
Really? Uninspiring?
I know.
I couldn't even grasp for it. I didn't even know what I was going to say.
That's why I brought it up, because it's not a word you usually use.
Interesting.
Let's get into players, teams we like this week. So, we already kind of talked about New England, Charlotte, and, you think New England is stepping into a good zone.
Better than people think.
I like Charlotte at home this week. I do think they get the win. I believe in the clean sheet. I could see that not happening, but I think regardless, this ends as a Charlotte win.
The numbers say Charlotte. So they have allowed 0.4 goals per game at home, and New England has scored 0.5 goals per game on the road.
It's a different New England, though.
I agree. I've already told you that.
Yeah.
So, but that is literally by the numbers. That's the pick of the week defensively.
Yes. Another team that I think defensively is definitely worth looking at is Cincinnati. Anytime someone's playing Kansas City, you're looking for points.
You ready for this?
I don't typically look for clean sheets against Kansas City.
Nope. I like Cincinnati's a great defense. 0.5 goals per game at home.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what Cincinnati's goals scored on the road is this season?
No.
1.75. Almost 2 goals per game on the road.
Wow.
Yes, wow. Now, I still think Cincinnati could totally get a clean sheet here because they're so much better defensively than...
Well, they are at home this week.
Yep. Well, but Sporting Kansas City on the road scores goals.
Yeah.
But I just think Cincinnati's better. And
Yeah.
they're even better than their numbers because now their best defenders are coming back.
I think this is the best Cincinnati team anyone's played. I don't think Sporting's really prepared for that. I also think they're coming off this San Jose 5-3 route. I think they're about to come back down to earth.
Yep. Back on that Vermees high.
Right. Another team I was looking at, the Union. Benteke out now. Last game they had 2 without him. You know, I mean they don't need Benteke.
Do we know Benteke's out?
I don't know that.
I have Benteke ? In my notes.
I'm predicting Benteke out now.
Then I love Philly because yes, DC was scoring goals. Peglo, that was fantastic. Not the Philadelphia Union.
No. And say what you will about Philly losing Gazdag, they can't score goals. I believe in the Philly defense. That's real defense.
And I also believe in that offense with Quinn Sullivan.
Yeah, against
Baribo.
DC, certainly.
I'm not a big Ura guy. I watched him bone a bunch of opportunities.
Yeah.
But there's so many good players on that team.
One defense I don't like is the Crew at home. Now, I think the numbers might suggest the Crew at home.
They do.
Here's why I don't like it.
0.8 goals against and 1.33 goals scored for San Jose.
Here's why I don't like Columbus clean sheet this week. I don't think San Jose has a good taste in their mouth coming off last week.
They shouldn't.
I think it's going to be all offense. I don't think they really care if they give up goals as long as they win this game. I think they're going to come out swinging. I could see Yosef getting a goal. He's had some not bad performances.
I could see him any week getting a goal, by the way.
Yes, but Yosef has had some not bad performances, but statistically not what he wanted performances in terms of goals and assists. I think that breaks this week. I think Columbus wins a tight game where San Jose puts up some numbers.
Are you ready for the other numbers defensively?
Yes.
LAFC, 0.5 goals against.
Yes.
St. Louis on the road, 0.75 goals against.
Yeah.
I think this is a better St. Louis offense than it's been, though.
I agree.
Klaus and what's that other dude's name?
Oh, shit.
It's like Pomeo or something.
You know him.
Yeah. The two of them are actually putting it together. I think that's a misleading number again.
I like Lloris this week still. I'll be honest with you. I think Kalina is probably safer. I think Andre Blake might be up for discussion. I think Celentano might be up for discussion. So I don't go to Lloris here just because there's other guys, but I don't think he's a bad option.
The other one?
Yeah.
San Diego. 0.75 goals against. And Real Salt Lake, 0.75 goals for. Yeah. I love this game before Luna's red card got rescinded.
Yeah. And no Luna, I'll pick any team in the MLS.
Oh my God, I love them. That was my favorite. Dos Santos, I'm there.
Yeah.
Defensive plays, I'm there. Now that Luna's back. And then I am really curious to see Luna and Agata together. I don't know how much that's going to happen this week.
Right. And that's
But going forward, those will be misleading numbers.
If you're thinking San Diego defense, that is a lineup I would check. Is Agata playing today, or is he even available on the bench? I
don't know what they're going to do.
I don't either. And I like San Diego. I think they're coming off a rough loss. I think San Diego is going to be up for this game.
So many things were pointing towards them.
They're back at home. I like San Diego to bet, and we'll get into that too. But the clean sheet's not a bad option.
But those are your best by the numbers defenses.
Yeah. So as far as my actual players for that, I went with Kalina and Privet. Kalina is on the bench because he's the 7:30 game to give me maybe a second option. I've got Miles Robinson right now. He may not stay just because he's $8 million and he's got a low average. But for right now, I like having a Cincinnati defender there. Then I've got Kai Wagner as well. And then 2 DNPs through there. John, who do you have on the back line? Who are you thinking?
So I got Sean Johnson. They allow
Interesting.
2/3 of a goal at home.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense has been great lately.
Yes.
I hate Toronto, and I don't think they're a good team. But defensively, they've gotten
and
a
I
lot
liked
of clean sheets lately.
I liked Sean Johnson last week, and then I had Ustari, so I just took Sean Johnson out,
Well,
and it
yeah,
didn't matter.
$4 million.
But Sean Johnson did hold the clean sheet.
Yes. And for their opponent, NYC on the road scores a goal a game.
Yeah.
So that's pretty nice. And they're the early game, so I get to see what he does and then pivot if I need to. So I have him. And in the same vein, I have Petretta on the bench as well.
Yeah.
I'm hoping if Toronto comes through, then I am sitting pretty. Right now, I have Wagner and Ahmed on the field.
Mm-hmm.
I like them and their matchups. I had Privet. I had to pull him to make other things happen. But I'm hoping if Petretta can come through, I don't have to put Privet back in.
Right.
And that's it for my midfielding keepers.
Gotcha. Moving through midfield and strikers. So attacking teams, love Cincinnati playing Kansas City. They're at home.
Love
Philly playing DC. DC's not some great defense. I think
Love.
Philly's going to come out swinging. I like San Diego against RSL. I do think San Diego is going to come out scoring. They don't get held to a clean sheet a lot. I think, looking at Chucky, looking at Dreyer, these are guys I would definitely be thinking about. I like Colorado with Seattle on the road. I like anytime Colorado's at home, you got to at least consider them just because of the altitude. It is a lot of running soccer. You talk about how big of a deal it is to play in Denver in football. Now double it because soccer's way more running. It's a big
Estadio Azteca.
Right. Altitude has always been a big deal in soccer, and you see it in Colorado as much as anywhere else in the world. Portland playing the Galaxy. Love them. There's a lot of mismatches this week. There's a lot of places to capitalize.
I agree.
My actual lineup. So right now I've got Evander captained, Quinn Sullivan, and then Dreyer. They're all on the field. On the bench, I have.
You should have De Silva Ferreira captain. He's really good.
Right. On the bench, I've got Mihailovic and Anthony right now. Anthony may change. I like Portland, but I don't know that I necessarily want him, but he's got the highest average. Also thought about DaCosta, and then the fact that I thought about DaCosta made me think, should I get away from that game altogether? But right now, I'm comfortable with Anthony.
They've been sharing points.
I know. Right now, I'm comfortable with Anthony there, though. I think he is the higher average. Price-wise, he's not too much more. So I think he's a good pick right now, at least. Kuipers I've got up top with Rossi, and then I have Denke on the bench. To be honest, Denke is the one I'm least confident in here, just because I already have Evander captained. I don't know that I need Denke. I just don't love a lot of strikers this week, even though there's matchups I like. Because Portland, you think Felipe Mora.
Sporting on the road lets up 2 goals per game.
Right, and Denke is in because of that, but I don't love him.
Mm-hmm.
I love Evander.
I get that.
I don't love Denke, but I also don't know where to go. Right
Evander could score 4 goals, and Denke could do nothing.
Now, Denke is $8.8 million for a top-end striker. That's
bargain against a shitty defense.
Right, and so he's in the lineup right now, but if any of those are going to change, it is Denke. John, who you got right now?
Okay, so attacking-wise, my top team statistically this week is Orlando. They are scoring 2.5 goals per game at home, and Atlanta is letting up 2 1/3 goals per game on the road.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So I like Ojeda. I like Muriel. I'm scared of Muriel because he will be on a price decrease.
I'm always scared of Muriel.
Yeah, he's on a price decrease if he doesn't do something. I also like Philly. They score 1.8 goals per game. DC United allows 3.25 goals per game on the road.
Oh my God!
They're the worst team in the league.
That's horrific.
Yep. Portland scores 1.7 goals per game.
So Baribo's a look this week, to be honest.
Yes. On the road, LA Galaxy allows 2 goals per game at home. San Diego scores 1.75 goals per game at home. Real Salt Lake, 2.25 goals per game on the road allowed. There's so many good. Red Bulls are in my green, so you know what that is. Columbus Crew are in my green. Colorado's in my green. Cincinnati's in my green. So there's so many attacking teams that could blow up.
Yeah.
So my midfielders, I'm playing a 4-5-1 right now with 2 scrubbed defenders, which currently puts my defender on the bench on the field as a 3-5-1.
Right.
With one of my forwards on the bench scrubbing into my lineup. My 5 midfielders all on the field: Mihailovic, Quinn Sullivan, Gazdag, Evander, and Ojeda. And I truly love all of them.
Yeah.
I have Kuipers on the field at forward. And I have Denke and Chucky Lozano on the bench. I would love to get Rossi. I just can't afford him.
Yeah.
So I'll have to see what happens.
And by the way, I've just switched Denke. I've put in Baribo, actually, because Baribo's only 0.1 million more.
Wow.
So
I have Sullivan, and that's why I don't have Baribo. Like, I want to have a Philly guy.
Right.
Baribo could go off. Baribo's scary because he hasn't done much recently, and it sucks because he had a goal last game, but because he only came in for the last 15 minutes, he only has 6 points.
Specifically, the number you just said that made me think Baribo is 3-point-something goals allowed for DC.
Oh, yeah.
That's a terrifyingly high number.
It's crazy. So that's why I like the numbers. That's why I feel like, I had a big week last week. I don't think it's a fluke because now you're starting to get some consistency in that data.
Yeah, well,
the data is holding true now.
It was something we said a lot at the beginning of the season.
That I suck at the beginning
because
I rely
we don't have
on data.
The sample size yet. And also, when we don't have the sample size, we rely on last season, and
last season was so different.
They're different teams.
God, different players.
Yeah. Betting this week. So
I'd like to hear numbers.
Yes. So Cincinnati -160 at home. It's not great odds, but that's,
oh my God,
that's smart money.
Okay, my house isn't big, but I'll bet every square foot on Cincinnati.
It's hard to not take advantage of that.
-160 is a silly number. It should be -610.
Yeah, and I've seen crazier lines, and we'll see crazier lines this week as well.
That's bananas. -160.
Toronto NYCFC. I'm staying away from it. I mean, Toronto's +135. NYCFC's +180.
I'm not a fan of that game.
I don't like it.
Nope.
Philly -140 at home. DC +320 on the road. I like Philly there.
I like Philly, and if Benteke's out,
I really like Philly.
Yeah, what is it? Minus what?
140.
Yeah, I love it.
Red Bulls -130 playing Montreal. I mean, I like the number.
I do too.
I don't know. With
Red Bull they're so unpredictable.
Yeah. Orlando, Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta's +320 on the road, and
I'll say that's
almost like it
to put a little something.
Yeah.
Because they have so much talent.
Right.
Even though they've shit the bed. I wouldn't bet 4 against Atlanta, but at +3 something,
yeah,
I'll put a little something.
Well, in
on
Orlando -135, I don't like.
Nope,
at all.
Don't like it because Atlanta, you never know.
Right. Charlotte -130 at home. I mean the numbers again.
Numbers say go Charlotte. I'm scared. I just think New England's better than people think.
Yeah. Now New England's +333.
Ooh, I will hop on that with Atlanta.
Yeah, as a maybe.
Yep. Did you put a little something on it?
The Crew -200 at home. I think that's correct. And honestly, I think if the Crew are -200, Cincinnati should be -240 because I feel more confident that Cincinnati wins than Columbus.
Agree. But I do think that number's fair, and I am still a little worried because of the potential attacking power of San Jose.
Yeah. San Jose plus 450, by the way.
Wow.
I don't like San Jose.
I still don't like them. But that is a potential for a big hit.
Yeah.
They could let up 6 goals that game.
No, you never know with them. Nashville minus 118. If Zimmerman's not back,
oh God,
that's crazy.
What is Chicago?
Plus 300.
If there's no Zimmerman,
I like Chicago.
So half my house goes on whatever game I said earlier, and the other half goes on that game.
Yeah. Houston, Austin, I would stay away from.
Yeah,
plus 105, Houston.
A derby with 2 shit teams,
just hard.
Stay away.
The Rapids plus 160, the Sounders plus 160, the Draw plus 230.
No, I really like Colorado. Seattle's so bad on the road.
I think I like Colorado too, and plus 160 makes me like them more.
Yeah.
I also that's
I could see it being a draw.
Yeah, I'm not as confident in that one as some of the other.
But no, I would put something there.
Minnesota, Vancouver, I'd stay away from.
That's a tough game.
Yeah, I just think it's too close to call.
Vancouver on the road.
Vancouver's plus 260.
Vancouver on the road allows. I'm looking at the wrong one. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Yeah. While you're doing that, Miami minus 200 playing Dallas. I like Miami. I don't like them at minus 200.
No.
Though.
Dallas can shut you out.
Yeah, and Dallas is plus
and
475.
Miami's defense sucks. If Moose is back, Musa and Lucho could go, hey, suck it, Miami.
I don't see a way you can bet this game unless you just have money you're willing to throw away.
Yeah, no, it's a stupid game.
Dallas is plus
very unpredictable teams.
Dallas is plus 475 though. So if you have money and you don't care,
no,
Dallas could win this game.
If you throw $10 on it, you win almost $50.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have a lot of money. So Vancouver, when they are on the road, they score over a goal a game. They let up a quarter of a goal per game. When Minnesota's at home, they allow a half a goal per game and score 1.25 goals per game. I mean, this is so even.
Yeah. No, this is a really hard game to pick.
This could be a 0-0 game. This could be a 1-1 game. Like, stay away.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Give me 1 second.
LAFC St. Louis?
LAFC minus 185. St. Louis plus 450. The draw is plus 310. I don't really love LAFC at minus 185. Even though I think they're probably going to win.
I don't know, man. St. Louis is starting to score, and they're so good defensively, even on the road.
Yeah, and hey, plus 450 if you want to throw a 10 on it. I mean, honestly, if you
they allow 3/4 of a goal per game on the road.
If you throw $10 on St. Louis and $10 on Dallas, that is a plus 450 and a plus 475.
Yeah, if either hit, you're way up.
And then San Jose plus 450 if you really want to get crazy. I think that's the least likely of those three to hit.
Yeah, because they're playing the best team of the three.
And then rounding it out, Galaxy, Timbers. I mean, the Timbers are plus.
Blah.
The Timbers are plus 260. I like the Timbers. I mean, we hate
They're
the
plus
Galaxy.
260?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I'll jump all over that.
Here's
the Galaxy could win at any time, and that's what makes that scary.
Right.
But plus 260, put something on that shit.
Yeah, I like plus 260. And the Galaxy, they haven't won
0 wins in 9 games.
You can't. They're going to win a game, right? And Portland's.
Why is it this week, though?
I don't know. I don't know why I think it's this week.
Portland, hold on.
I just find it hard to bet Portland.
Portland on the road scores almost 2 goals per game.
Oh, they score a lot.
The Galaxy at home allow 2 goals per game. Yeah. Portland on the road allow a goal per game. LA Galaxy on the road score a half a goal per game. I mean, all the numbers go towards the Timbers, and when you're getting a plus,
it's a good week.
And Rodriguez is coming back.
Right.
Mora, Rodriguez, DaCosta,
Anthony,
Sante. What did I say?
I said Anthony. I don't know who you said. Santi?
Oh, yeah, Santi Moreno.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was just not in the same position. They, I mean, that's a lot of players. Some are coming back.
Yeah.
So they're only going to get better. Plus, take that. I mean, come on.
All right.
What's LA Galaxy? They're plus what?
They're minus 118.
That is bananas.
I agree.
If you bet that,
you're an idiot.
Oh my God. Even if they win, that's just not the right odds for that game. That's terrible.
I agree. That's pretty much all I got. Gon, is there anything you want to say to the people?
Good luck and always check your lineups.
Check your lineups, guys. We'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in.